Good morning, dear students. We proceed with vectors. Our today's topic is resolution of a vector into trigonometric components. So, how we can resolve a vector into its trigonometric components. So, we first develop physical situation. Consider a point Pxy whose position vector is r. Consider a point Pxy in xy plane whose position vector is r. Drop perpendicular Pm over Ox. Then Om is equal to x and MP is equal to y. Om equal to x and MP equal to y. Now, vector r is composed of two components x and y, because we can reach point P from O along this direction from O to M and then from M to P. Also, we can reach P from O in this direction inclined at an angle theta with x-axis a distance r. So, we can reach point P. Both ways we can reach point P from origin. So, r is composed of two components, x component and y component, where x is called parallel component and y is called as perpendicular component of r. Now, we come to second point, trigonometric components. How we find trigonometric components? Let us see. Now, consider right angled triangle OMP. Now, from the knowledge of trigonometry, the ratio OM by OP is equal to cos theta. Ratio OM by OP is cos theta, cosine theta, and ratio PM by OP is equal to sin theta. Ratio PM by OP is equal to sin theta. So, first we take up the ratio OM by OP is equal to cos theta. From here, we have OM equal to OP cos theta. Or, we can write OM as x and OP as mod r. So, therefore, parallel component x is equal to mod r cos theta. Let us mark it as equation 1, because OM is equal to x and OP is equal to mod r. Similarly, from this ratio PM by OP equal to sin theta, we can find PM equal to OP sin theta. Or we write PM as y and OP as mod r. We can write y is equal to mod r sin theta. So, there are two components of vector r, x component as r cos theta, or parallel component as r cos theta, and y component as r sin theta, or perpendicular component as r sin theta. So, r parallel component is equal to x component, and it is equal to mod r cos theta, and perpendicular component r perpendicular is equal to y, and y is equal to mod r sin theta. So, after understanding of trigonometry components of a vector, we are to proceed to next topic, the addition of two vectors. So, you are to develop a skill to write parallel component and perpendicular component of any vector. Like you know, 2 2s are 4. How quickly you write 2 2s are 4? Similarly, in the same way, you have to write the parallel component and perpendicular component of a vector. So that skill should be developed in you, and you are to develop it. Without it, there is no other solution. Now we come to addition of two vectors. Now vector addition is not like arithmetic addition like 4 plus 5 equal to 9, but takes a different course. Now there are two cases of vector addition we are to deal with. First case, when tip and tail of two vectors coincide. See, this is vector A, this is vector B. Tip of vector A coincides with tail of vector B. Now in such a case, vector addition is carried out by using triangle law of vectors. When tip and tail of two vectors coincide, we use triangle law of vector addition. And in the second case, when tail and tail of two vectors coincide, this is vector A, its tail, vector B, its tail. When tail and tail of two vectors coincide, in this case, addition is carried out by parallelogram law of vectors. I repeat, when tail and tail of two vectors coincide, then addition is carried out by parallelogram law of vectors. So let us take up one by one. First we take up the first case, when tip and tail of two vectors coincide, and we use triangle law of vectors. Now let us see how it happens. Now we come to triangle law of vector addition. First we take up the statement of the law. Statement of the law. It says that if two vectors acting at a point are represented in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in order, then their resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. This is the statement of the law. If two vectors acting at a point are represented in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in order, then the resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. So how it is? Let us develop physical situation. Consider two vectors A and B. Consider two vectors A and B represented by OA and AB, the two sides of a triangle OAB. Then the resultant R is represented by the third side OB, represented by the third side OB in opposite order. In opposite order. You see, the order of A is this, vector OA, vector AB is a anti-clockwise direction. Then the order of vector R is clockwise direction. Now we look at the mathematics of the situation. Now mathematical expression. Third point, we take up mathematical expression. How we write addition? Vector OB is equal to vector OA plus vector AB. or we write vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B. Now we have added two vectors, vector A and vector B, and the resultant is vector R. Now we have to find out magnitude of resultant and direction of resultant. So let us see. Let us find out magnitude of resultant R. Now do some construction, geometrical construction. Draw BM perpendicular over OA extended to M. OA extended to M. Drop BM perpendicular to OA extended to M as shown in diagram. Now consider right angled triangle OMB. Right angled triangle OMB. Using Pythagoras theorem, we have OB square. OB square is equal to OM square. OM square plus BM square plus BM square. Or we can write it as OM, we can split in two parts, OA plus AM. So we write OM as OA plus AM. So OM square is OA plus AM square, whole square, plus BM square as it is. Now we open this bracket, we square this. So first OA square plus AM square plus 2OA AM plus BM square. So how we open the square? OA square plus AM square plus 2OA into AM. This is the formula. Let us mark it as equation 1. Now we go for components of a vector. Now consider vector AB. Now we resolve this vector into trigonometric components. Now resolving AB into trigonometric components, we have AM equal to AB cos theta, AM equal to AB cos theta, and BM is equal to AB sin theta. The two components of vector AB are AM equal to AB cos theta is the parallel component, and BM is equal to AB sin theta, it is the perpendicular component of vector AB. Now substituting in equation 1, we substitute the value of AM and BM in equation 1, we get OB square is equal to OA square plus, in place of AM we write AB cos theta square plus 2OA, in place of AM we write AB cos theta, and plus BM square. So in place of BM we write AB sin theta square. So we substitute the values of AM and BM in equation 1, and we get another equation, OB square is equal to OA square plus AB cos theta whole square plus 2OA AB cos theta plus AB sin theta square. And we write this equation as OA square plus AB square cos square theta plus 2OA AB cos theta plus AB square sin square theta. Now we take out common AB square from these two terms, AB square cos square theta and AB square sin square theta. We take out AB square as common. or we can write this equation as OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square within bracket cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 2A AB cos theta, or OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square plus 2OA AB cos theta, because cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. We know in trigonometry cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. So we put it as 1. So we arrive at this equation OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square plus 2OA AB cos theta. Now we substitute the value of the vectors. OA is vector A, AB is vector B, and OB is vector R. We replace them by their original substitutes. So mod R square, OB is R, mod R square is equal to mod A square plus mod B square plus 2 mod A mod B cos theta. So this is the magnitude of resultant of two vectors A and B when they are added. So this is the expression for vector addition. R mod square is equal to mod A square plus mod B square plus 2 mod A mod B cos theta. So you have to take under root of this. You have to take under root of this to find out R. So R is the under root of mod A square plus mod B square plus 2 mod A mod B cos theta. So this is the expression for magnitude of resultant of vector addition. If there are two vectors, vector A and vector B, they are inclined at an angle theta, then the resultant is given by the expression mod R is equal to under root of mod A square plus mod B square plus 2 mod A mod B cos theta. So you have to remember this expression, and then we have to go for direction of resultant. What is the direction of resultant? We have to go for the direction of resultant with horizontal. So let us see how to find out direction of resultant. Now let us find direction of resultant R. Consider right angled triangle OMB. Tangent phi. We have to find out tangent phi. Phi is the angle of inclination of resultant with vector OA. So we have to find out tangent phi. Tangent phi is perpendicular over base. So perpendicular is BM and base is OM. So we have tangent phi equal to BM by OM, and it can be written as equal to BM divided by OA plus AM, because OM, we can write OM as OA plus AM. Let us mark it as equation 1. Now substituting BM equal to AB sin theta and AM equal to AB cos theta in equation 1. So we have tangent phi is equal to AB sin theta divided by OA plus AB cos theta. Now replacing vector AB by vector B and vector OA by vector A, we have tangent phi is equal to B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta, or phi is equal to tangent inverse B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. Let us mark it as equation 2. Now this equation 2 gives the direction of resultant R. This equation 2 gives direction of resultant R. Phi is the angle of inclination of R with vector OA. After learning about triangle law of vectors, we come to again to resolution of a vector into rectangular components. Previously, we have learned resolution of a vector into trigonometric components. Now, we have to learn about resolution of a vector into rectangular components. Now, let us develop physical situation. Consider two non-zero vectors in a plane with different directions as shown. So, these are two vectors, vector A in this direction, vector B in this direction in a plane. These are non-zero, they possess magnitude, but their direction is different. So, let there be another vector A, capital A, in the plane itself. Now, shift vector A parallel to itself such that its tail coincides with tail of vector A. This is vector A, vector small a, its tail coincides with tail of vector A. Tail of vector A. Now, shift vector B. Shift vector B parallel to itself. Shift vector B parallel to itself such that its tail coincides with tip of A. Its tail coincides with tip of vector A and tip of vector B coincides with tip of vector capital A as shown in diagram. So, from this you are to frame this diagram. Now, we come to vector addition. Addition of vector A and B. How we can add them? According to triangle law of vectors, we have vector A equal to vector A small a plus vector small b. Let us mark it as equation 1. But vector A is A cap into mod A and vector B is equal to B cap into mod B. We have learned previously, if a magnitude of a vector is multiplied by unit vector, it becomes a vector. So, that formula we have used here. Now, therefore, equation 1, we substitute the values of vector A and vector B in equation 1. So, therefore, equation 1 can be expressed as vector A, capital A is equal to small a cap into magnitude of small a vector plus small b cap into magnitude of vector small b. Let us mark it as equation 2. Let mod A be equal to lambda and mod B is equal to mu. Then equation 2 can be expressed as vector A, capital A is equal to lambda into A cap plus mu into B cap, where lambda A and mu B are rectangular components of vector A. Now, consider equation 3. Vector A is equal to lambda A plus mu B cap. If vector A and vector B are perpendicular axes x and y, then A cap will be equal to I cap and B cap will be equal to J cap. Then equation 3 can be expressed as vector A is equal to AX I cap plus AY J cap, where AX is equal to A cos phi and AY is equal to A sin phi are X and Y components of vector A respectively. For example, now consider vector R in xy plane as shown. Vector R in xy plane as shown. Now vector R can be expressed as vector R is equal to I cap X plus J cap Y. Here we can represent vector R as I cap X plus J cap Y in rectangular form, where mod of vector R is equal to under root x square plus y square, and direction of vector R is phi equal to tangent inverse y by x. Thus we can express a vector into rectangular form in this manner. Now after this topic we come to assignment. Now we come to assignment number 4, the assignment on vectors. Question number 1, show that there is one and only one pair of numbers lambda and mu in resolving vector A into its rectangular components. So you have to prove it that lambda and mu are the rectangular components of vector A. Now question number 2. On an open ground, a motorist follows a track that turns to its left by an angle of 60 degrees after every 500 meters starting from a given turn. Calculate displacement of the motorist at the end of 3rd, 6th and 8th turn. Compare the magnitude of the displacement and total path length. Is the answer. 3rd turn, 6th turn, 8th turn, path length and displacement. So you can compare your results with these answers when you solve it. Now question number 3. A cyclist moves with a velocity of 3 meters per second towards north. After 2 seconds, he turns towards east and moves with a velocity of 4 meters per second for 3 seconds. Calculate average acceleration of the cyclist. So here is the answer given. 1 meter per second square is the average acceleration, and direction is given by 53.129 degree. So this is all about today's topic. If you have learned the topic nicely and perfectly and carefully, then I hope you will be able to solve these 3 questions of this assignment. So I hope you would have enjoyed this topic nicely and wish you good luck. Tomorrow we'll take up the second case of addition of 2 vectors, that is when tail and tail of the 2 vectors coincide. Thank you.